side that you mean business, and if you drag me to court, this is what's going to happen. And now when you talk about like a statutory grand jury, that's basically what they do. They had to see 23, usually it's 23, not 25. Usually, but because common law is supposed to be 25, but whatever. But what all grand jury comes down with an indictment says, basically telling the guy who did wrong, you got 23 people on a jury here that found you guilty or wrong of doing something. What do you think is going to happen when you get in front of 12? It's going to be a lot easier to convince 12 you did wrong. So, if the feds of the state of having a grand jury indictment against you, if I was you, I'd cut a deal with the feds. I'd cut a deal with the state. So anytime anybody gets arrested for a felony, the first thing you do is you demand to be indicted. So like I said, there's some man on the call I know he wants to talk about drugs and felonies. First thing you're going to want to do is you want to demand a indictment to come down from the grand jury. And you're going to want to present your case and your side to the grand jury. Now, a lot of people say, well, no, the county prosecutor, state prosecutor won't allow you to do that. Baloney. You could address the grand jury if you want to. And you say, I have the right to present the evidence, all the evidence, not just the prosecutor's evidence, my evidence as well. And if they won't allow you to do it, you could actually hand down an indictment. You could actually hand down a complaint or a claim to the grand jury. And if the feds are coming after you, you could go after the feds and tell the grand jury to investigate the feds and then accept all your evidence. And then they're going to investigate your claim against the feds. So it's interesting because the grand jury is an independent, like tribunal, it's an independent organization altogether. And they get to determine whether or not there's any merit to the claim. So when you get indicted by the grand jury, you're pretty well going to believe that you're going to lose when you get in front of a petite jury of only 12 people. If the grand jury found you guilty, well, the odds are you better make a settlement with somebody quick. Or you better figure out how to file a claim against the other party because you're going down. But that's always a good test to put your feet in the water to see, well, what's going to happen when I go before a real jury? What's the odds of me getting out of this? Not just saying every time you get indicted by a grand jury, like O.J. Simpson did, not because you're not going to win in criminal court. You might not get convicted in criminal court, but you're going to lose in civil court. It's pretty good that the majority of the population, if you get indicted by a grand jury, pretty well feels the same way the grand jury feels. So it's usually a pretty good indication you better cut a deal. But most times if it's chicken nonsense charges and on a felony level, like this guy who released 12 balloons in Florida and he got hit with 12 felony counts for discharging into the atmosphere helium, he's got 12 felony counts against him. So if I was him, I'd say, you know what, put this before the grand jury and let the grand jury indict me. And the grand jury probably laughs. It's ridiculous. So when there's chicken nonsense charges, then it's a felony. Even this misdemeanor, I want to be indicted. You tell them put that in front of the grand jury. Because there's a ridiculous code, a ridiculous carbon dioxide act of whatever, Al Gore nonsense. I ain't putting up with this. I want them to be indicted. I'm not answering to any of these charges. These are ridiculous. So you can try to do it that way if you want to do it. I'm just giving you guys all kinds of different options how you can go with this.